Alright guys, as promised, here's my awkward video of me talking where you can hear me talking, hear my voice, and watch me write at the same time. But what I'm going to show you today is how we solve problems that are written in scientific notation when there are multiple operations involved, meaning not only multiplication or only division, but both in the same problem. What that looks like is something like this. If I take 3 times 10 to the 4th times 2 times 10 to the 3rd and divide that whole product by 6 times 10 to the 2nd, let's say. So we're actually going to break this up and solve this problem together. So what I first want to focus on is this top part. I want to do all of my multiplication first. If we were to do that multiplication, 3 times 2 is 6, so I end up getting 6 times 10. If I add my exponents, 4 plus 3 is 7. The bottom stays the same, so it's all over 6 times 10 to the 2nd. Now I can actually focus on just the division part. When dividing exponents, we know we just divide the bases. 6 divided by 6 is 1 times 10. When dividing numbers in scientific notation, we subtract our exponents. 7 minus 2 is 5. At this point, I actually want you to pause the video, sorry for the inconvenience, grab a whiteboard, a marker, and try to follow along. So actually do these problems with me on the whiteboard so that you get the hang of it on your own. The next problem that we are going to try together is 7 times 10 to the 4th times 4 times 10 to the 10th, all divided by 2 times 10 to the 3rd. As we did before, we're simply going to focus on the multiplication component first. When multiplying numbers in scientific notation, we multiply our bases, and 7 times 4 is 28, times 10, going to add my exponents, 4 plus 10 is 14, which is all divided by 2 times 10 to the 3rd. Now that I've taken care of the multiplication, I can focus on the division. When dividing numbers in scientific notation, I know to divide my bases. 28 divided by 2 is 14 times 10. 14 minus 3 is 11. I see a problem here because my base is not proper. I need to turn that into 1.4 times 10 to the 12th. This problem I'd like you to try and solve on your own. Don't panic. Remember, the first thing you need to do is focus on the multiplication. After you're done with that, you may do your division. Pause the video. When you're done, turn it back on and check your answer. I'm going to take 6 times 3, which gives me a product of 18, times 10. 5 plus 7 is 12, all over 9 times 10 to the 3rd. The next thing I'm going to do is actually focus on this division. 18 divided by 9 is 2 times 10. 12 minus 3 is 9. My base looks good. There's your answer. After this video, I have a couple of problems for you guys to answer in Nearpod. If you absolutely don't understand it, that's okay. We'll work on it next week. If you do, that's great. Have a good Friday, have a good weekend, and I will see you on Monday.